Hello and welcome to this video looking at the compare walking talking mock, looking at question 2. So question 2, this is a question about the atomic model. Now quite often in the exam papers they will give you a sentence that sort of introduces you to the question, just to help you start thinking about, okay, this is about the atomic models, what do I know about the atomic model? And I've got a diagram here. One is the plum pudding model, and the plum pudding model was the old model, which the old model atom. So we used to think it looked like this, where we had a ball of positive charge and then tiny little electrons sat inside that ball. So this was all positive. This is what they thought used to happen, and this is a solid ball of positive charge. And then the nuclear model, which is the new one, the new model, which is the one that we think of as well, we teach in schools, one we use quite often. So what have we got there? We've got protons, let's just add, there's neutrons there. Okay, we've got electrons there. Okay, so let's look at the rest of the questions. We've got plum pudding and the nuclear model. It's a compare question. Compare the position of the subatomic particles in the plum pudding. Okay, so it's position of the subatomic, so below, so submarine, sub means below, subterranean, subatomic, below atomic, so smaller than the atomic. So we're talking about the electrons, the protons, the neutrons. So compare the position of the particles in the plum pudding model with the nuclear model, and it's worth 4 marks. Okay, so before I even start answering the question, first thing I do, as always, is I draw my bullets. 1, 2, 3, 4 bullet points, and that's helping me to think about, to give me time just to think about, right, I need 4 different things, 4 comparisons I've got to make here. Okay, so what can I compare? Well, this is the atom around the outside of the atom here, this is the outside of the atom here. First thing is both of them contain electrons. Okay, so both contain electrons, or both models contain electrons. Both, I've made some sort of comparative there. Okay, I've said that both of them got the same. I'm mentioning the plum pudding and the nuclear, so that's fine. What else can I say? Let's stick on the electrons for a minute, because there's quite a bit different about the electrons. Here, the electrons are orbiting; they're going around the nucleus. We know, hopefully, you can remember that this is empty space here and over here. In fact, the majority of the atom is actually empty space. Whereas here, this is a solid, the whole ball is a solid. So the electrons in the nuclear model orbit the nucleus. So electrons orbit the nucleus in the nuclear model. Now that's not a comparison, not yet. All I've done is I've given you a statement about the nuclear model. I've made no reference at all to the plum pudding model. So they are inside the ball of positive charge in the plum pudding model. Okay, so I'm starting to run out of space there. What you could do here, if you wanted to, just to help during the actual the writing this, rather than writing plum pudding model all the time, you could write PP, and you could write NM here, provided you make it very, very clear to the examiner that this is the nuclear model, this is the plum pudding model. In fact, I might write PP, PPM. Okay, you can give it an abbreviation, that's absolutely fine, so long as it's clear to the examiner which one you're talking about. Okay, so and also, so you can't just start using ppm if you haven't said the plum pudding model is ppm. So I'm going to use ppm from now on, because I've made it clear to the examiner by writing on the exam paper ppm and nm. So let's see. What do I need to talk about now? So I've talked about electrons. I've got two more things I've got to talk about. Well, I can talk about the protons. So here we've got protons, or positive charge. So this has got protons. Each proton's got its own positive charge. Here we've just got a ball of positive charge inside. So protons in nucleus of nuclear model. Whereas positive charge is spread through atom in plum pudding model. Okay, so the protons are in the nucleus of the nuclear model, but the positive charge is spread through the atom in the plum pudding model. And the last one I've got, the last difference I can see are here, these neutrons. There's no mention of neutrons here at all. There's nothing about neutral charge. We've got negative charge, the electrons, and we've got positive charge, which is the solid mass, the ball. So let's mention those. So nuclear model has neutrons in nucleus. Okay, because remember we're talking about position. The question is about position of subatomic particles. Plum pudding model has no neutrons or neutral charge inside. Okay, it has only has positive and negative charge. Okay, so that would be sort of 4 perfect answers there. Again, they get more difficult as you go through, but hopefully that's not too bad. Take care. See you soon.